Good afternoon, everyone. It's July 28th, 2023. Now, I've talked a lot about how people, and especially the homeless and that, have been doing whatever they have to do to get small change so that they can get a quick hit in between the paydays and that. And I've also talked a lot about the stuff that goes on buses and the harassment, stuff like that. Now, today I want to talk a little bit more about what goes on the buses. Now, my second husband worked for OC Transpo. He was maintenance in the garage, and I've heard over the years, I've heard many stories from the different bus drivers through him, things that have happened, because we can thank our bus drivers because they're a few of the first people who are up first thing in the morning, getting ready to take us definitely to our work and or wherever we have to go during the day. And they're often the last off the roads as well during the nighttime while we're going to bed. So while we're getting up and we're going to bed, they're there helping to look after our city, which I'm very much appreciated for, because they often call in crimes or things that they see on the go and call it into the police. And sometimes this is one of the ways we do look after our city. So kudos for them for that. And also, I've also talked about stabbings and knives and that on the bus. Now, my husband, having been at the time working in the garage, he's come across times where he's had to clean the buses. I've heard of incidents where the reason that they put up those cages around the bus driver was because some of the bus drivers have been stabbed in the past. This is nothing new since the pandemic or anything. This has been going on for a number of years. So to protect the drivers, that's what they did. And of course, my husband being in the garage, guess who has to clean up the blood? That's one of the duties that he had to do. And anything you leave on behind the bus, whether it's drug paraphernalia, whether it's needles or whatever, it comes into cleaning in the bus. So they're the ones that have to clean up all the mess that we leave behind on the buses. If it's something important, then it has to go to their lost and found. So I wanted to brief you in a little bit on that. But I wanted to combine what's been going on with what's happening today when we have the small theft and for the small change for both getting the drugs and whatever the street people not need. Now, this was a bus driver recently told me what happened to her, that she had pulled into the bus stop. Everything was fine. She lowered the bus, an elderly senior person was getting on with her walker, when all of a sudden this man came tearing in and threw her to the side, even before she got on the bus, barged into the bus. Fortunately, the driver, what she saw was beside the Tim Hortons, when you go in there, you have those little donation boxes of change that you put your change in to help the children go to the camp, whatever. So he had one of these. So she got up immediately. And, of course, when he recognized that she realized what he had in his hand, he took off, pushed the woman aside again, still trying to get on the bus. So she ran after him. Fortunately, another driver in another bus came up at the bus stop beside her bus, seeing what was going on. He stayed there, radioed in for help, while she ran to go after this man. Now, she managed to, as she started catching up with them, what he did was he took the donation box, apparently, smashed it on the ground, and of course all the change, whatever, if there was any bills in it and that, was all over the ground. So while he was trying to scoop up whatever he could, because I think he was, she said, he was trying to say, well, it wasn't his, he just found the money type of thing, which didn't work because she was a witness to it. So while he was trying to grab it, she was able to, all this money off the ground, she was able to hold him there. So while the other bus driver quickly called the police and and the OC Transpo security, everyone arrived to catch this thief. But this is like some of the stories that I would have heard years ago with my second husband as well, of what our drivers are doing. This was apparently in broad daylight, though, and there was passengers on the bus, so this delayed both buses. And I know we often get really discouraged and fed up, and even I do, and we have to wait for our buses and that, and they're never on time. But this was not a bad thing. It was a good thing. And I have nothing but praise for her to actually go and get this person who had been stealing the stuff. because it's when you look at what those boxes do to help send kids to camps, and otherwise some of these kids would never be able to go to camp. And then it's the same thing that we're seeing with our at Christmas time now. We're seeing the Salvation Army kettles are being stolen at times. The same thing with November the 11th for our Remembrance Day, with the poppy boxes being stolen. So this is just how desperate people are to get a hold of this small change. So this part is nothing new on this, but I just wanted to say kudos to the bus driver for trying to stop this, for sure, because that would have meant that if the kids couldn't get that change, that would have maybe shortchanged them in some way. Where people are so good-hearted, where we put the money in the donation boxes for them, so that they can have just be a kid or veterans and that can get the extras that they need. This is how selfish these people are, because they want their next hit as well. So I just wanted to bring a little bit of an extra view as on a situation that we do see from time to time. So it's not new. This has been going on for years on the buses. I've seen it. I've heard about it for years. But before somebody judges, and I have had people judge, oh, this doesn't happen on our bus. Unfortunately, no one honors the honor system anymore. Like us seniors, we grew up with the honor system. That is no longer in place. Unfortunately, our society has changed so very much. But I just wanted to give you a brief update on that, and I just wanted to explain a little bit more on what I've seen over the years. So good day, everyone. You take care, be safe, and we'll talk again soon. And bye-bye. Take care.